So, guys, I got a question. How long have you been dancing, and how did you actually start to dance? Start with J Bear.
Oh man. I've been dancing close to professionally or semi-professionally, more like a hobby, for about like 8 or 9 years now. I started, with sex tape, doing just kind of fun stuff, trying it out. I actually started dancing before that when I lived in Bolivia with all the quinceañeras and all that stuff, back when I was 15 years old. So technically that would be like 15 years ago.
Dang.
And yeah, just it's been a lot of fun. It's been like a huge increase of range of growing and getting better and just dancing for fun.
I've been with Yemaya Dance Studio for about a little over 6 years now. This will be my sixth. This is my 6th year. I started off performing first before getting into any type of social dancing. So I think it's a little bit different. Usually people are social dancers and then they join a team. I went the other way. I would join a team and I was a terrible social dancer. So it's just...
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Romi?
I started 2009.
You're welcome.
Yeah, actually, Bear right here, he recruited me into the club, Salsa Loca, over at Sac State. We just met by accident, and I was like, salsa dancing, let me check it out. And I ended up being in it for how many years? Like
3, 4 years.
3, 4, 5 years, and just continued dancing. It's crazy. It was like a random, because we weren't even doing anything related to salsa.
The funny thing about the story is that when I actually met him, I told him, yeah, we got this salsa club. You could come check it out and see what we do. I would have never. I guess he actually showed up. I thought, you can just not come here or anything. Next thing you know, he's there, and then next thing you know, he's hanging out with me every single day. Somehow we became friends, and okay, it's happening. Cool.
Yeah. In high school, you go to quinceañeras, and then you see the people dancing. You're like, I want to be able to do that. Look cool because I want to dance with one girl.
Yes,
So I was like, I have to learn. Because of that, I got interested in it, and then it just happened when I went to college. You were right there, bro.
Nice. John, man, how did you get started? I mean, I kind of know the story, but for those at home that don't know, let them know.
So I've been dancing socially for like 5 years now. I initially took a community college class for ballroom, which I learned salsa, tango, swing, and all this stuff.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's a long time ago. Yeah. And so one of my friends actually invited me out to the graduate, and when I got exposed to that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I used to go with a group of friends, and we used to hype up the crowd, and Miggs noticed that. So he's like, after this night, guys, come check this out. I need to show you guys something. He showed us a video of Taca la Mana, dancing bachata, and I was like, dude, I want to be there, and I want to learn that. And the rest is history.
I think that
Was it Te Extraño? Sorry.
Yeah.
I gotta learn this.
I think that video got everybody started in bachata. Everybody that didn't know how to dance
some
before.
capacity, seriously.
Yeah.
And what's actually to tack on it to your story, John, it took about 3-4 years for you to actually go to a festival or an event outside of the graduate.
Yeah.
I invited him to so many things, but lo and behold, now you're probably traveling more than I am right now, right?
Maybe a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's crazy. And then for myself, I got started in community college. I took a class originally to meet a girl. Hey, I'm being transparent. Being honest. And lo and behold, with some time, and what was funny is I distinctly remember I watched videos of myself when I was dancing when I was younger. And it looked like I was running track. Saw some stuff like that running track, and it was hard. I had a background in music, playing music for so long, but I never thought it could apply to my body, so it was very awkward and just tired of being the wallflower. So after taking community college class and doing some things out in the Bay Area, moved out here to the Sacramento Davis area, met up with all these awesome folks, and here we are today, DJ Miggs.
Powerhouse of Northern California.
Yeah. There you go.
In the beginning, you learn to social dance to meet other women, but you fall in love with the dance so much, you just forget about that. It just comes back.
Yeah, I get on. Speaking for myself, I think it's just changed the perception that I have about going out. It's a lot different. Granted, I think my first exposure to nightclubs and things like that, I attended a venue in San Francisco I won't mention, but it wasn't a Latin dance night. It was like a general hip hop night. And by that time I was already dancing. So when I was out there and people are like dancing, hey, to each their own kind of thing, right? It's your own style, how you express yourself, but it was so different, I'm not expecting to be like, all right, let's dance, and then you're trying to dance some hip hop or something. And then, I don't know why I just did that. As you can tell, I'm the Carlton when I'm not dancing, you know? But specifically, I mean, it was such a culture shock. And then, I mean, I love hip hop. I love, you know, the genre and the style altogether. But, I mean, it wasn't for me. Like, I can't see myself, like, staying in the club, basically, like, having someone rub themselves against my crotch for an entire, like, night. It's kind of a little much. So, I mean, we're talking a lot about, you know, dancing and specifically our experiences. But, you know, we all started from the bottom. Like, right? We've all been there. As I demonstrated earlier, I was that guy running track when I was dancing. So, you know, and some of you guys have mentioned classes and stuff, but I can only imagine for taking classes, you can only do so much. So, I mean, how for someone who's potentially watching this video as a beginner, outside of taking classes, how can they get better? You know, I have my 2 cents on it, but I'm curious for you guys because we all have very different dance styles. And our dances have evolved from so many different things. So specifically, like, you know, John, for you, like, I mean, I know recently you started taking more classes. You've been a part of a team and everything. But how have you been able to improve so much from when you first started dancing to where you are today?
Just going out and social dancing and trying new things and hopefully not injuring anybody. I think I've been pretty successful in that.
Yeah.
And just feeling the music. It's really, on my off time, I really listen to Latin bachata music like 90% of the time. So just listen to the music and feeling it. And so when you portray that on the dance floor, that's kind of what I do.
The musicality definitely helps. If you have a musical background, like you said, you mentioned you did something before. It helps you feel what the music's coming and where it's going. It helps you understand it a little bit. At least that's how I think it was for me. Even though, like, somebody that doesn't have the theory of musicality, they can still feel it. It helps you being able to express yourself, express the dance. And everybody has their own different learning curve, and some people learn fast, some people are natural, some people are not, and some people can continue doing it. Everybody tells me that they have 2 left feet, that they're never going to be able to learn how to dance. I tell them, just keep trying. You eventually will. It's like anything else. It's a skill that you just have to take practice in. If you really enjoy it, you'll have fun. If you enjoy the crowd, especially like the families that we build, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have fun.
Yeah. Speaking of families, like when you asked me that, what I immediately thought of was my experience in college. Like, if you're a student somewhere in California, you could possibly find a salsa club in your school, or you just find a local like club where it's a community and people just go to socialize. And since like in college, I made friends with people there, and I couldn't get close to a girl because I was like, what is this? Like, I had to be like open position, you know, like you have to be this far. It took me a year to like even be comfortable being this close in bachata with a woman, and I got there because I had a lot of friends who were like, you just keep trying, you could do these moves, like, because I was like, I'm only doing this. You know? And I was like, how do I do this? And like without them, the friends I made, like I couldn't go anywhere. But like you said, with the family and the friends, it helps you, what is that word? Be inspired to keep moving forward and to try new things. And like, since you make friends, some friends may know more than you and they can give you advice on how to keep going. And then you're like, I want to try something else.
The best way I've found to get just better in general is I just watch people. I just watch different dancers of different styles, not just salsa or bachata. I watch, a lot of contemporary dancers, just the lyrical stuff, and I see how they move, and they're so smooth. And my personal style, I love making it a point to be smooth. Some people do all these crazy moves, but I like. Okay. I do crazy moves now, but I make them smooth. I want that person to be like, wow, he was smooth. And doing that, I just watch people. I was always the guy, I never social danced. So I would always be on the wall, the outer wall, just looking around. Partially because I was too scared to ask anyone. I have a big fear of rejection. But it allowed me to watch everyone's style, and I'd watch all the pros come down and see their moves, and I'd see one move I like, so I'd try it by myself and then on a friend. And that's just kind of how without taking classes, that's how I would improve my arsenal of moves. I would just watch as many people as I can in different dances.
And Mike, you actually brought up something that I know a lot of beginners fear, and even to this date, I mean, I've been dancing for almost 10 years now, And the one thing that I still fear, regardless of who it is the fear of rejection. So like, how do you guys exactly deal with rejection? Or specifically, what tips do you have to somebody who is rejected? I know, the most common response is just like, just move on. Just don't worry about it. But for some reason, psychologically, it just messes with you. And that one rejection that you can get from one night can actually just result in you just like, I'm done. Yeah.
Crush you.
Yeah. So, like Romi, like I'm curious about you.
I don't know. Like the way I deal with it now, it's like I come at you like, would you like to dance? And then I'm all smiling, right? And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll see you later. And I'm like, where's the next woman I can go to?
It's awkward. It's awkward. It's like,
But the thing is, like, I'm cool with it too because I understand they want to take breaks. Maybe they just dance 3 songs in a row, and like there's more guys than girls, so all the girls are getting asked to dance. But like when I was at a recent festival, the LA BaChats festival, I go up and they're like, oh no, I'm sorry, and I'm like, okay, because I approach it in a happy way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't hurt me that much because I'm like, okay, it's cool. Like I'm here to dance anyway. I'm not trying to get at you, so like I'm gonna move on to where's the next one, like. With no, evil intentions or anything, just want to dance to have fun. I do something like to make them want to dance with me. Like if I go somewhere I don't know anyone, like I'll look for someone who I saw dance earlier. And we're gonna do all this. We're gonna use up all this space, and hopefully, if I go to anyone, they're not gonna say no because they saw that.
I want to hear Mike's answer to this because I know you go through a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Are you alright, bro?
It's true.
It's true. Stories. It's actually kind of like some fun stuff.
Bringing back some old
And
demons.
wrongfully so. Like, those girls are missing out.
So to this day, it's still I think the most hurtful thing, but at the same time, I'm okay with it more now. Is not the fact that they say no; it's the look on their face when they say no. Also, so if they kind of like look at you like, no, or like no. They kind of look at, they're judging you. They say, I'm a bigger guy. Probably don't look like I can dance in general, just coming up to you if you never knew me. Just they prejudge. A lot of prejudgment happens. And I've actually had someone tell me that too. They said no because they didn't think I can dance. And then they saw me dance with someone else and they asked me to dance later and they were like, I honestly didn't think you could dance. I would have danced with you a lot sooner. And I'm like, thanks, I guess. I was like, no. Yeah, so I mean, it kind of worked, but I mean, it happens to this day all the time, and I'm over it.